Like this. Hit it.
The Roger Report live morning show, weekdays at 9 a.m.
Say y'all, I was on Roger's panel a few times and I couldn't take it. The heat. I got out the kitchen. It was hot. I was sweating. I had to get out.
He's Roger, and he's right.
Check this out.
We can live or die. You choose. I have spoken to you a lot of times in hatred and anger, and you have not heard me. Well, you had better hear me today. If you won't listen to me when I make an appeal for the Negroes because you have no concern for the Negroes, listen to me when I make an appeal for America. You claim you love America. Well, we love America. But you are driving us back and you are making a Samson out of us, and we are going to pull down the pillar. And then you think we have no right to ask for something? Is it too much to ask you to grant us human dignity? Should we be put down and shot to death for this request? If so, you can aim your guns. What the hell do you think we care about dying if you're going to deny us the right to live?
Good evening, folks, and welcome to another edition of the Roger Report Live, the best show on social media. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and take a moment out to hit that like button, because this is where you're going to find the best content on social media. And you don't have to worry about it because you're going to have me right here to make sure that happens. And if you've already been coming to the channel for a while, then go ahead and hit that like button, because you already know what time it is. And you know that this is where you're going to get the best content on social media. It's not a mystery to you at this point. You've seen other people do it. You've seen other people do it well. But what you have not seen is anyone do it quite the way I do it. So make sure you hit that like button. And everyone, yes, everyone, take a moment out to share the content, y'all. There are so many people who need to get great content like this. And it's just a small thing you can do to help the world be a better place. And isn't that what we want at the end of the day? Don't we want the world to be a better place? Of course we do. So share the content out. Share it through your social media, share it through word of mouth, or even text someone's phone. But do what you got to do to help spread the word. All right, folks, we are back. We are going to do, we are going over the movie Idiocracy, y'all. These are reviews for the culture, okay? Certain movies that we see that are going to have some type of cultural meaning, or we're going to take deep dives into these particular films. So that's what we're doing. And our first one is Idiocracy, reviews for the culture. A movie that came out a little while back. I'm going to say interesting film, y'all. An interesting film. Came out in 2006. My first time watching it, though, just recently saw my first time watching this. And I'm going to say, this one here was a little bit different. Now, shout out to everybody who's checking in. We got the Great Black Reset who's joining us here. Glad to have you here, my brother. Glad to have you here. All right. So, y'all, we doing some reviews for the culture. A little bit different than what we do on a regular basis, Monday through Friday. But, hey, that's what Sunday's for, to do different than Monday through Friday. So I got the Great Black Reset here, and we're going to just dive right into it, y'all. We're going to dive into the movie Idiocracy, which I'm going to say was a good film. It was a good film with a very interesting storyline that could be somewhat of a predictor for some of the stuff going on right now. Y'all keep in mind, this came out in 2006, so This is like 20 years ago at this point. And boy, can a lot change in 20 years. But I'm gonna get a mic to the Great Black Reset. Let's see where he wants to go with this one. What's going on, my brother?
Man, what's happening, Roger? What's happening? I'm with you. Very interesting movie. I'm gonna rate it as good overall. But there were some messages in the movie. It's talking about the dumbing down of society and how people are taking advantage of our lack of understanding to make money. That's really a most of what I got out of it. And to see that, like, it's basically saying the average intelligence of a person today in the future is going to be considered wise. And if you look at some of the stuff we see on social media, some of the things people are saying and repeating, it looks like we headed that direction, man. People be saying stuff that doesn't make any sense. When you look at these videos when like people are in these incidents with cops on these traffic stops, they say some of the dumbest stuff that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So I can kind of see us going in that direction, man. I really could. I really could. But I did enjoy it. I did enjoy the movie. There was some laughs in it. Um, but we'll get more into that. I guess a little later on as we continue to discuss this. But I can definitely see society going in that direction where we are idiots. I can see that.
Well, let me give a quote unquote a warning. Hey, y'all! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert for a movie that came out about 20 years ago. So there may be spoilers. Okay, there may be spoilers. If you catch one, I mean, you had like 20 years to watch it. That's all I can say. I don't know what to tell you on that note. You had 20 years to watch. Now, hey, I just watched it recently, so it was my first time seeing it. Um, I did like this is Owen Wilson. Yeah, Owen Wilson.
Yeah.
As a star, I like him as an actor, so it was good to see him. But the ideal about going to sleep in some type of hibernation mode and waking up about 500 years into the future, interesting idea. Can I see how some things that would be in today's time would already be gone? Now, keep in mind, y'all, this is 20 years ago from today. They're reviewing this when they released this. Now, this may seem crazy, but I mean, think about it. We got cursive is going out the window. Okay, it's a lot of folks who just don't know how to read or write cursive anymore. At this point, there's a great amount of adults that can put stuff in people's faces, and all we got to do is write it in cursive, and the kids don't know nothing. You know,
Facts.
you can leave a note right there on the kitchen counter. You can tell your husband or wife to give it to them, and they don't know what's it about, and they can get in trouble with the note that they gave their own parent. You don't even know that you're supposed to hide this note. It's getting that crazy out here. So things can go away. And I'm gonna say, man, the when I think about cash registers at some fast food restaurants, how they don't really even have words or things. Some of them is like they're pushing them to like straight pictures. So it's like if you know the combination of pictures you're supposed to hit for the thing that's being ordered, you be okay. But you ain't got to read nothing. And the fact that I see people who can't give proper check. I kid you not, y'all. There is an actual game out here. It's like a little game on your phone that you can play. And it's literally about how to give change back. Somebody goes to the store, they
Dang.
pay with some money, and you got to figure out how to give change back. Maybe maybe the person's owed $6.85. You got to figure out how to get a change back. That's a game now, which means
Man.
I don't even know what to say about something like that. Go ahead.
Well, look, there's a couple of parallels I can draw immediately from this. So we got this is 20 years ago now. The president is this womanizing dude, got multiple wives and all this other kind of stuff. Now we got Donald Trump grabbing him in the pussy. You see what I'm saying? The guy goes to the doctor to go get checked in and all this other kinds of stuff. The doctor doesn't know anything. Just not too long ago, we had the doctor up. I believe it was before either the House of Representatives or Congress. She couldn't tell you the difference between a man and a woman.
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. I'm gonna say Lord have mercy on that one, Joe.
Come on, bro. Like 20 years ago, they was picking at this stuff. Okay, what about the chick? You know, she was a prostitute, right? In the future, she's taking advantage of this guy. This guy's giving her money, and she's promising him promising him something, but he's getting nothing out of the whole situation. Now that was 20 years ago when they wrote this. Now you got these chicks talking about paying them to go out on dates, and you ain't gonna get nothing out of the situation.
They ain't even pretending they finna give you something out of the situation.
Come on, bro. So yeah, those are just some of the parallels that you can draw from this movie and say, damn, we kind of there.
Yeah. Now we got Jado that has joined us, so I'm gonna go ahead and let Jado get the mic. What's going on, Jado?
Hey, what's up, Roger? What's going on? Great Black Reset, man.
What's
Yeah,
happening,
man.
bro?
What's going on, man? Man, that was a good movie. Good movie, man. It kind of showed how things were corporatized. Like, you had a few of these corporations that kind of owned and ran everything. I guess it seems like as far as we get further on with technology and stuff, people really start to not use their brains and stuff. Like when you really think about it, like even now when like I use a lot of my I use Google Maps a lot of times, man. And just to get somewhere instead of just, trying to figure it out on my own or just memorizing it the first time or whatever. And like think about it too with all our cell phones, man. We don't remember anybody's number anymore. Just simple things, man, where we are starting to go in that. I mean, we're getting to that direction. We're almost there, man. We're practically there. But I think with shows like yourself, your show, Roger, and stuff like that, we can kind of push back against that.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna say, technology is good in certain ways, but then there's certain things that you can kind of get caught up on that make you miss here and there. Because I don't remember folks' phone number the way I used to. Back in the day, you had to know everybody's phone number, and you had to know it.
Mm-hmm.
But
Man,
as the
the funny thing about phone numbers is, I remember the phone numbers from back in the day. Back then, I don't know anybody's phone number now.
I haven't attempted to learn people's phone numbers. I haven't even attempted. That's the crazy part for me. The phone numbers I used to know, I know those numbers. Now, if your number has changed, I don't know your new number.
Right.
So, and my thing is, why your number changing all the time?
And like and really like when old boy he went what's his name, Joe, he went to court that first time, and it was really a court of like opinion, man, like we have almost right now, a court of public opinion where they didn't like him. So they was just like, hey, put him in jail, man. The judge wasn't trying to hear nothing. The jury just didn't like him. They just wanted to put him in jail. They weren't trying to hear nothing he's presented in court.
Absolutely. And justice did not seem to be a part of the court system whatsoever.
Not at all, man.
You talk about a kangaroo court. That's a kangaroo court. That's for sure. And could we ever get to the point that people don't even know you're supposed to plant? I mean, you're supposed to use water for plants. To me, that's a hard reality to come to. But now, realistically speaking, I'm seeing a lot of these different things that I see nowadays. I don't even know if people are gonna know how to feed themselves for the next 100 years, because there's so many of these meal prep things out here. And I know, a lot of men have said stuff about cooking and cleaning. And I don't think people really pay attention that cooking and cleaning may be a thing of the past, because if you're buying out all this food, or you get some type of food program where they drop a meal off at your house, who's gonna cook?
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, we're far away from like we don't produce, most of us, the overwhelming majority, we don't produce our own foods, bro. Like we're getting it from somewhere else. We don't know how they've been manipulated. You know, you got all types of pesticides and certain companies owning the seeds. A lot of the natural foods, man. We're approaching that. We're going there in that direction, man.
Yeah, I mean the water fountains had all these chemicals and stuff in it, like
Mhm.
everything, and that's what we got going on now. Our water is contaminated with all different type of chemicals and stuff. All of our food is contaminated with stuff. None of this stuff is natural, just like in Idiocracy. Nobody was growing anything.
Well, you didn't. They was
We
too worried
there,
about
bro.
the plants getting their electrolytes.
we are literally living Idiocracy right now.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna say not as bad as they are, but 500 years had went past though.
Exactly.
We only had 20 go. But I'm gonna say this movie should be somewhat of an eye opener, especially with under the premise that if all your intelligent people are not really having kids, and then your I'm gonna say regular to slow people are having all the children. Yeah, you can actually get yourself in a situation where humanity is you know we just don't know how to without critical thinking, we don't know how to advance anymore. So I think we can get to a future where you just won't be able to advance anymore. Right now everyone assumes advancement will always come, but will advancement always come when you have a regular person who does not think that advancement is something that's necessary? Which is like something I try to make sure I push. To be cool, you had to be the person that knew stuff. That's what made you cool. Something about things that other people don't necessarily get or know, or it's not common knowledge. To me, you can even see it in sports. That's why they talk about folks have like basketball IQ. Certain people see stuff that the rest of us just don't see. You talk about engineering. These people can put things together that the rest of us can't really see something. But certain people, they see parts, and then they can see a machine built. They can see a new idea or a new invention. Others of us, we stuck to whatever they serve us at the end of the day. And if they tell you need some what was that Brondo or whatever they was using, if that's all there is to drink, that's what you're stuck with, at the end of the day. And that FDA in that particular film, Brondo was ruling everything.
Yep.
Can a corporation get a hold of the FDA and just say what it is? In this America, I mean, truth be told, based on what I know, based on the things I believe, I mean, you got the corporations practically writing the laws now.
Yep. That's what you got. A lot of these lobbyists, man. It's not as bad as in the film, but I mean, these lobbyists, man, they got a lot of money to back them, and they can influence a lot of stuff with our government, man.
Yeah, and it seems like the American people have yet to figure out that lobbying is just legal bribing. That's all you really do. You're legally bribing somebody. You're trying to put something in there to make it like it ain't, to make it look like it ain't a bribe, but that's all you're really doing. You're bribing somebody to give you what you want. Shout out to Mr. GQ Smooth. Appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you, my brother. He comes in with a super chat, says, good topic. And look how these microwave sensations are making big money for stupidity. From the Gorilla Glue to the Gorilla Girl rapper, to the Glorilla Girl rapper, first big breakthrough music video. Now I'm gonna say this, shout out to Glorilla, but I'm gonna say the first time I heard that name, I was like, why didn't y'all tell her what? So nobody told her? That's the very first thing that came to my mind when I heard Glorilla's name. So nobody told her. Does she not know that white folks in the past was calling, black folks monkeys and whatnot? So nobody around her knew this, and y'all let her come out, with a big name of Glorilla.
This is the idiocracy.
Yep.
This is what it is, bro. Like, okay, we were talking about Atlanta the other day, how like Atlanta has deteriorated. But when Jado have been away from there, when he goes back to visit, he sees it. But when you reside in it the whole time and it's gradually eroding away, it doesn't seem that bad because yesterday wasn't. Today ain't as bad as yesterday, but it's not that bad. Well, this Glorilla thing, we're just looking at it. It don't seem like it's that bad because we've been sliding these people the whole time. But if you was in a coma for 10 years and woke up and saw that, you'll be like, "What the hell?"
Well, I'm gonna say for me personally, it was that bad because I'm trying to figure out why didn't her people tell her. So nobody knew about the ape thing. Nobody knew about the monkey thing. Nobody knew that was a bad idea. All the
They're,
people around y'all just let her come out with a name and get in mainstream media with the name Glory. Something wrong with y'all. That's what I was thinking. I don't know what people. I don't know what people. I don't know nothing about them. That was just a personal thought I had when I first heard her name. Like, how y'all let her come out with that name? Any of y'all could have stopped her, because you must have tell her how serious it was, and you may not have known because people is into a bunch of frivolous stuff nowadays. And and unfortunately, that's just the way it go down sometimes. But we got SOS the interpreter here. What's going on, my brother? How you doing?
Everything is going good, brother. Are you hearing me clear?
Yes, sir. We hearing you fine.
Thank you very much for letting me on the show, brother. And hello to everyone on the program. I didn't know you were doing Sunday program, Roger.
Well, it's not a regular thing. It's not a regular thing, but it can happen. It can happen.
Okay, wonderful. I was just going through and you pop up and I came and see that you guys was live. But on the topic that you guys are speaking about, if you are supposed to interpret the names of all the stars going back, even the current ones, you will find out that all their names were created for them and have a meaning behind it. Like recently, I hear you guys speaking about 50 Cent. 50 Cent's 50. He's an informant that works for the cop. If you look at Sexy Red, when you take the word sex means six. So when you said sexy, the letter Y means twice. Sexy means 66, and the color red also means 6. That means 666, the beast. If you take Vivica Fox name also means the beast. If you take the time to interpret all of these celebrity names, Sean Diddy Combs. Diddy come from the word Didymus. Didymus means Gemini. Gemini means the twin. The twin is number 2, which means both ways. All of these names tell you who these people are, but it's just that the average person out here is not taking the time and doesn't have the capability to interpret these people's names. They tell you who they are. Glorilla knows exactly what that name means. She just has to play the character because that's the role they have for her to play. Little Kim, Tupac, all these people interpret their name and you will see the true meaning behind them. They're all stage characters being put in front of our in front of our face to be the Judas sheep that leads us into blind destruction, brother.
All right. Now I'm gonna say shout out to Pound for Pound. Appreciate the super chat, my brother. He says, better showtime for me. Support. Hey, well, I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that. And we may do some more shows on Sunday around 6. But, of course, our main time will be Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Chicago time. Not where you happen to be, but Chicago time. But I do appreciate the support, my brother. I do appreciate the support. So, yes, we looked at this movie, Idiocracy. Again, y'all, a movie that's almost 20 years old at this particular point. I don't know what month it released, but it came out in 2020. It came out in 2006. It is 2026 now. as we're looking at this. And 20 years after this movie came out, a movie that was about 500 years into the future at that time. So not quite in the same spot, but it definitely could. It's definitely tricky on how close we can see some of the stuff paralleling right now. Shout out to Black Hulu Strikes. Appreciate you, my brother. He said, sorry, I am finishing a road trip, so I cannot join in. You guys are covering much of what I hope this movie would inspire. Well, I'm glad we're doing a good job, my brother. Glad we're doing a good job. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. And be safe out there. Be safe out there. It's even on a road trip, y'all know people crazy everywhere. So you got to be careful. Now, to me, one of the greatest things about this film is when we took that IQ test, and they said, I don't know if y'all remember, but they said this was the best IQ test since they had been giving out the IQ test. Now, that's kind of sad because, the IQ test wasn't that difficult. It shouldn't be that difficult for anybody. And he got the highest score ever. So they want to take him out of prison and straight to the White House. That ain't saying the best. That is not saying the best for where society has gone to at that particular point. But I can see how we could get there because unfortunately, when you have less and less and less information going forward, and reading may become a thing of the past. Now, I don't know if y'all noticed. What are y'all thoughts on that? Would reading become a thing of the past? Because we have so much stuff now that we have video presentations and things. And me as a person who does content creation, hey, I'm gonna keep doing my thing. But I ain't never want to get to the point where reading just don't exist. But is that where we headed to?
I
Yes.
believe so. I believe so. We got audio books. The kids are going to school online. Even when they're doing their homework, they're now doing this stuff on tablets. They're not actually reading anything. It's more imagery and audio.
I don't think that's
Even
gonna work out. Yeah.
even when they go to work, like this is why they can't count nothing. When they go to work, like when they go to they like a kid working at McDonald's or that.
Well, the that change release machine has always kind of intrigued me. When you give somebody, $5 and they're supposed to get, $1.46. It's like the kid can give out the dollar, cool. But it's like the machine already insists the kid can't count the 40 cents. Well, I ain't gonna say it thought about the kid not being able to do the 46 cents, but of course I think we're going to get in that direction because I'm sure they obviously made it to make things a little bit quicker, a little bit easier. So you wasn't trying to take the ability of the child or even an adult who's still working in a place like that. You're not trying to take the ability of them being able to count to 46 cents. But, you ain't got to think about it now because the machine doing it for you. So I think our critical thinking is definitely moving in the wrong direction. And the 500 years in the future, when I realized there was no time machine, y'all, that was kind of an interesting situation to realize this whole movie you really wanted to get to this time machine, and the time machine was just a rat at a carnival. Now, how could the gentleman not know? His name is Fritz, y'all. That
Frito.
particular character name was Frito. That's what his name was, Frito. Yeah, my bad.
I mean, maybe that was the nickname. I don't know. Maybe it was Fritz, aka Frito.
It was Frito, but for that for the time machine to never exist, and I'm sitting there thinking like, well, it's 500 years in the future. Maybe they did make the time machine before everybody kind of went stupid or slow, let me see what Black Strike says. He said there was no numbers on the cash register, just pictures. McDonald's has been doing that for years. And you know what? I don't know if that's the greatest thing to do.
Hey, they slow walking us into this type of reality, man. And even during the movie, man, whenever Joe was just talking plain language, man, and they were getting mad at him. They were saying it was the F word, like don't be talking that language like that, man. We don't like that, man. We'll beat you up for that, man. So you had the language was dumbed down. And remember the movie at the movie at the movie theater, the name was like ASS, man. That was just the name of it. Like
yeah. And they said it was 45 minutes of just looking at that one picture.
Yes,
that was
sir.
the whole movie,
Man,
and people cracking up.
They loved it, man. They won some Academy Awards. I mean, it was crazy, man.
Yeah, you know what? I would hate to think we could fall that far, but if you got too many machines doing too much work, how do you not get back to exactly what that movie was telling us about? So that movie might be like a kind of a warning. I don't think people would take it that way. But I gotta see who wrote that. That was a brilliant film when you think about it. It was about being dumb, but that was a brilliant film.
Sir, you're concerned about us falling that far, and one of our favorite rappers is named Glorilla, sir.
It was a popular song. I don't know, a few years back, and then the name of that movie ASS that was in Idiocracy, it was a hip hop song where they would just keep repeating that word,
right?
30
over
years, and over and over and over and over again.
30 years ago, we were fighting people for calling us monkeys. Now we got Glorilla.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, bro. We already falling. That's the thing. I'm telling you, it's because we exist and we look at it every day. We see the slide, but it's not jarring.
Can I ask? Have any of you guys ever heard about the green language or the language of the birds?
No, I haven't. I have not.
Never heard that.
No, sir.
Educate us, brother.
Well, the green language is the original language of the earth. Okay? This language, once you learn it, you have the ability, brothers, let me say something to you. They did a number on us. And as you guys are alluding to right now, the people are getting dumber and dumber, stupider and stupider. And it's going to the point where, as they show you, they're going to chip these people, put a chip in their head to give them the capability to make them think that they are gaining the advantage of having the internet in their head and they could communicate and do anything. But they don't understand that these people are going to be pulling information back from them, because as they dumb us down and take our powers, they know the true capability of the human mind and the brain and what it can do. And they are going to use these chips that they're putting in the human brain to be able to filter information and also use the human brain as a medium to get into zones and places that they should have never been, brother. And that's what the whole thing is, for dumbing us down to where they're giving us technology to make us feel like we're getting better and these things are going to help us. They're not here to help us. They're here to make us stupider, weaker, and brothers, even as I see one of the guys just talk about can't read, the people were never taught to read. Okay? When they tell you about the 3 R's and they tell you it is writing, arithmetic, and reading, please first realize that the initial, okay, for each of those words spell the word war. Okay? It's a war on your consciousness. The true reading, there is what they call the 3 R's is the 3 read, R-E-A-D, which 95% of the population is unable to do. R-E-E-D, which is for the middle layer, which is the managerial state of the language. And then REID, which it means to re-idiofy. It's also the anagram for ride, okay? Which means if you can only find the answers to your questions or for the words in the dictionary, you're being mentally screwed, brother. Because there is 2 layers to every word, 3 layers, 2 more layers that you are totally oblivious to and cannot see. Okay? The 3 R's, R-E-A-D, R-E-E-D, and R-E-I-D. It comes back to the 3 classification that Sigmund Freud do on the human psyche, which is the superego, the ego, and the id. The id represent the lowest state of being, almost like the state of an animal. Okay? And that's exactly where these people has put us, because they never taught you to truly read. The true power to read. The word read, R-E-A-D, is relative to the word R-O-D, just as the word heat, H-E-A-T, is relative to H-O-T, brother. The rod, that's why they tell you Moses used the rod to part the Red Sea. The full power and capability of your mind is being hidden from you. It was taken from you. Even the very same religion known as Christianity, where they show you Jesus Christ on the cross being crucified, when you learn the truth, you are the one on the cross being crucified, because the symbol of Christ being crucified is your power that they has taken and blind you and make you completely oblivious to it, brother.
All right, now we got my main man, Step Pop Sims, has entered the building. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw him the mic. You got it, Step Pops.
What's up, fellas? I don't know what the hell you want me to say after he didn't blew it out the water. Shit.
Hey man, hey man.
You come in, you land where you land, my brother. You land where you land.
Hey man, don't let him take your conspiracy theories from you, bro. Lay it down, lay it down.
Don't get intimidated, man. Don't get intimidated.
That was deep. He hit at everything, but yeah, that movie is definitely where we headed to in probably the next 20 years, because we're already there. People don't read. We use slang as proper grammar. They literally making dictionaries with slang in it, like those are real words. The illest part I think was too when he went to the hospital and she was looking on the pad for like what to give him, and they had like a broken bone, the knee was messed up, et cetera, and I'm like, yeah, B, this is ridiculous, but that's basically what the guy made the movie for, trying to warn us, like, yo, this is where we're literally going. So it's and I don't see it getting any better, you know. Like that's why you see like people can watch a whole bunch of shorts but can't listen to a whole podcast that's like an hour and a half. And I'll be like, B, how do you think you're gonna get any information from a 10-second clip or something, you know? So it's just gonna get worse, and it ain't gonna get no better. And the illest part I think was Maya Angelou. Wait, what's the
Maya Rudolph? I think
Maya Rudolph, with the guy who thought he was gonna get some sex, and he was just paying.
Come on, bro.
If that wasn't the illest thing looking at today right now, I don't know what it is.
Well, you know, a promise is worth something. I don't know how much that second and third promise would be worth to me, you know. You know, I guess in the future they're a lot more trusting. That's all I'm gonna say. I guess in the future they're a lot more trusting.
Hey, Raj, can I speak on like what Step Pop just brought up, man?
Go ahead.
As far as the healthcare system, man, the doctors are supposed to be our smartest of society, right? But really, man, the healthcare system has to compartmentalize everything. So they don't treat you as a holistic person. They treat you as a symptom of this thing. So if it's you having symptoms that are related to another condition or something, or they're all related, no, they're gonna, if you're having a headache, they're gonna give you a medicine for a headache. They're not trying to figure out why you're getting
Why
the
you got
headache.
the headache?
No,
Yeah.
so it's all we're there. We just don't realize it, man. They're just treating a symptom. But go ahead, yeah.
They're gonna treat what you came in and complain with. See, that's the thing. You tell them what's wrong with you. They're gonna treat the thing that you told them was wrong with you. So, it's almost like it's on you. They
It
just,
is.
you know,
It is.
you said you had a headache. We got you. You know what I'm saying? We gave you some good stuff for that headache too. Headache went away, didn't it? All right, then stop tripping. Now don't worry about anything else. But I think that we could even be treading in dangerous territory right there. But I'm gonna just say, as I've said many a time before, we got to get to the point where we realize on your 18th birthday, you need to know everything you need to know for the rest of your life, which is an impossible task, but that's just the way it goes. You need to know everything you need to know. So if you want something fixed, you better come in there and tell them what it is. That's gonna be your best bet. And shout out to Landon. Appreciate you, my brother. Landon says we have come back from Series B. We have come back from Series B after that. Well, I mean, how much did we come back though? I do think, in the future, certain people have advantages for doing things that would seem small to me. Is going to give a lot of people in the future a huge advantage, like a kid being able to sign their actual name. I think that person's going to be an advantaged person in the future, because it'll be some folks who will teach their kids how to sign their name. And even though I let people know, you don't want your kid not knowing how to sign their name. Well, they do everything by computers now. So you really don't want your kid to know how to sign their name? You don't think somebody's going to take their information one day? I have jokingly told people, and it's like they'll just let it go because they don't even get what I'm saying. It's sad, but they don't even get what I'm saying. I was like, well, one day I'm gonna be 85 years old, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find out your kid's number, whatever that number is, if it's a social security number or what. Now I just be saying it jokingly, but I'm like I'm gonna get a reverse mortgage on your child's home when I'm 85. Why? So I can get some equity out that home. From months at a time. And then, one day when I die and your kid find out, somebody been stealing money from them, they just owe the bank now. And that's all because I was able to manipulate that because I didn't have to sign your kid's name, And people be like, oh, that don't even make no sense. How if we doing everything by computers and don't nobody know how to sign their name, how do I know you signed?
Yeah, the computer generates the signatures now.
Yeah, you could use your fingerprint now too.
Yeah.
No. What Roger's saying is correct. The computer actually generates signatures for you now. It's not even your authentic signature, but the electronic signature is considered real.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying there's things that you go into contract and you just type your name out. And it just say that they're accepting it as a signature. So if somebody know your name, they got your signature.
You know what that is?
That's it.
That's pure idiocracy.
Well, I'm just saying it's real contracts out there now. Yeah, real contract.
And I don't know if I peeped the correlation. Like, you remember how when he first woke up and he was walking through the place and they was talking about, people talking regular was looked at as like dummies, or I forgot what the word was they used to describe him. And he walked up to the group and they was like, yo, why you talking like a damn.
They said the F word that stand for gay folk.
Yeah. That's what I feel like the black community has become. Like to talk proper and to be
we were like that person. When I was a kid. The black community was like that when I was a kid.
Not to the extent we already would now. Like it's just totally. It's nothing cool about being smart anymore. At least when we was children, the smart kid, he might have got picked on, but you still saw the value in him because you at least asked him, can I copy your homework and stuff like that. But now you just get shunned because you're smart, because you read. People look at you crazy if you read a book.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to me, that's depending on the different households we come from and what people teach their kids. Because for me personally, you can never be the smart person if you're stupid. Yeah, we didn't even believe in that. You can't be dumb and cool at the same time. You got to pick one.
But
Because the cool person knows stuff that we don't know, so they could be interesting to us. But if people keep pushing forward that the cool person is the dumb person, I mean, yeah, you just asking for trouble, which is heads right down the road of this movie. That's a for sure thing. You're gonna end up there no matter what. So the fact that this movie is 27, excuse me, about 20 years old now, and like I said, I'm just not seeing it. I never seen it when it came out. I mean, this was some eye opening stuff, you know.
the fact
And
that we wearing Crocs right now, everywhere, and he literally said he picked Crocs because they wearing Crocs in the movie. He
yeah,
said he literally picked Crocs because it was like the most dumbest shoe he could find, type of thing. And he was like, well, if he was saying we're gonna pick something that looks dumb to help make the characters look dumb. And now you got people literally walking around in Crocs everywhere you go right now, 2026.
Sheeps, brother.
the argument that I hear about Crocs is that they're very comfortable. Now I ain't gonna diss the Croc brand. Now y'all got a contract. I start wearing them boys every day. But yeah, I hear the argument that they're really, really comfortable. I've never bought a pair because there's a bunch of holes in them.
They're actually were made to be shower shoes. That's what they originally were designed for. Then nurses started wearing them to work every day, and that's what made them popular.
As a shower shoe, that makes all the sense in the world.
That's why it got holes in it, so the water can run out of it.
Because I ain't no rocket scientist or nothing, but a good sign to me that shoes were no good was that holes were in them.
Well, wait, wait,
You
wait,
know?
wait, wait 480 more years. You will be a rocket scientist, sir.
Well, I'm just
Yeah.
saying, man. That's how I knew it was time to get rid of a pair of shoes because the hole was in them. You know?
I thought it was funny too how the president's name was funny. I forgot what it was, man. It was like a mixture of a few things, but all the cabinet members, man, they had big chains with big medallions, man.
Man, come on, bro.
That was great. That was hilarious.
I thought that was pretty funny.
Well, I mean, I don't know which black president he was, if he was the first one or the 31st one, you know what I'm saying, from a movie 20 years ago, but I guess my cabinet got to look fly. you know? Um, y'all know any one of us who'd went to that future? We'd be seen as brilliant up in that boy. And my thing is like we've witnessed people like Einstein and whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Roger, that's if we would survive, man. Because people they're gonna try to jump on you first off, and then if they see that you don't have the barcode or the tattoo, they're gonna lock you up. I mean, I'm pretty sure we'd be smart enough to escape, but the people you saw when the man was just talking plainly, man, they was like, "Hey, man, get away with that health talk, man." So it was some obstacles there in the future, man.
Oh, one of the things I found interesting was this white guy gets locked up. He goes to prison. He goes in. He gets right out.
I mean, that prison escape was crazy. That's all.
Hey, and
I thought that was very symbolic of we don't really go to prison like that. No matter what.
Well,
the constitutional rights too, man. Like, remember when the police were looking for Joe? They just jumped in. They just kicked the door in, right? And also when they were riding in the cab or the car or whatever, and they got out of the car, and the police just start opening fire, man.
Well, ain't no hiding in that future because you remember when he was just one of them, something scanned him as they were driving past. So like everybody's just started coming down on them. So ain't no hiding in that future. You got your barcode. We know your ears. There's all types of little things that's gonna scan your wrist from time to time. So you kind of stuck,
And did you see the size of that Costco's?
Man, that was a
Costco
city.
was epic, bro.
That
Costco was
was
Thousands
a
of
epic.
aisles, man. Thousands of aisles, man.
that thing was like the airport in Atlanta. It had the train in it and everything.
Well, I guess everybody come there.
You
That's the impression I got. Everybody come there.
can get your degree from there too. It was a real one-stop shop, man.
Yeah, I think that was like, now because it didn't really say, but maybe that was like the whole earth. Like maybe that was the whole earth. Like maybe the humans had kind of gotten more toward one place, and everything was in Costco. And when you're
No,
ready to buy something, you just go to Costco.
that's what's going on right now, to the point where you don't have any more mom and pop stores. Period. From bodegas to everything, everything is being taken over by that one entity, to the point where now you ain't got nobody can sell anything unless Costco's are selling it.
Well, my thing is, I mean, there's some challenges out there. To me, it's the right time to be an entrepreneur, though. I'm gonna say that.
Mhm.
You know,
Not selling nothing. What you gonna sell that they ain't selling?
I mean, at the end of the day, all I can tell you, brother, it's a good time to be it's a good time to be an entrepreneur. Now, getting your share of the market may be a lot tougher than what it used to be, but you know, I think being an entrepreneur is a great thing to do at this particular point in time. Because if you don't, in the future, we'll have a big old Costco. Now I don't know if it'd be Costco, it would be the company that come out on top. But
No,
that's kind of how I took it, man. That Costco was so big. That's where the residents of Earth come to do their shopping.
yeah. The
You
only
know,
entrepreneurship now is selling a product is a hard task. The only thing you could probably do now at this day and time is service. You know what I mean? If you know how to do stuff, yeah, but like trying to sell, like these chicks out here selling eyelashes and shit, like stuff like that. It You're not going to outsell a
a big
um
box chain store,
yeah, you're not.
or a big box store, I should say.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be extremely difficult to do in these days and time. But my thing is, you know, if you want to continue with a free market, that's what you got to do. Somebody got to be selling against unless we're gonna have monopoly. Monopoly is
That's what
gonna be
that was.
dangerous.
And the
Yeah,
fact
that
that
was
you
that was a clear monopoly. That's for sure. That was they monopolized everything. Now,
and
my thing is, I wouldn't want to live in that type of world where I only got one person to set my price. Because just from a price setting point, I don't want to live in that world. You
mhm.
know, I need a choice. It's $40 from you, but I know dude over there, I can get it from 30 or from this guy. You know what I'm saying? I need some choices. So I'm not one of the people that to be cool with living in a capitalist system and then only get one price. I ain't. I don't think that's wise. So, um, but I think we could get there in the future because if you got too many people that don't want to go against the big chain stores and all that type of stuff, yeah, we gonna eventually get there. You know, because a monopoly ain't got to be but what 3, 4 stores. Technically, two is all you need, so you don't have a monopoly. You know.
Yeah. Hey fellas, how popular was Walmart 20, nah, let's say 30 years ago? How many Walmarts were there?
I mean, nowhere near as big as they are now, but
I'm just saying, yeah, we're on hey, we're heading down that road. We're not halfway there. I don't know, a quarter of the way
Well,
there.
I think it would be Amazon instead of Walmart would be
Well,
the
yeah,
trend.
definitely. Yeah, I'm just using one example. The first thing that popped in my
Yeah.
head, but definitely 100%. 100%.
yeah, I mean, the thing is, it'll be somebody if nobody challenges them, and that's just the way it's gonna go. It was just in that movie, Costco was was the company that made it out. Which ain't mad at it. My job is just make sure you own the Costco. Whatever the big store is that make it out, just make sure you own it at the end of the day. Which what I'm gonna say, being an entrepreneur is gonna be the way to go. It is what it is to me. If you gotta have higher price than other people, you still better sell something. That's all you better sell something. But to me, the movie it definitely was an eye opener. Now I kind of understood a little bit more what I was actually coming to see now that I've seen it, because I just saw it myself and never watched it when it came out. I don't know how I would have took this in the theater back then, 20 years ago. This would have seemed so crazy to me. I mean, I would have understood that things like this could happen. And honestly, seeing it 20 years after the fact, it's like it's too many people still moving in the direction I seen the movie going into. What's so wrong with us that we can't take a warning? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's wrong with human society? They can't even take certain stuff as a warning. I mean, we all know about Skynet, so we're not supposed to build it. That's how I look at it. The Terminator told us about Skynet a long time ago, so why build it?
Yeah, I think Great Black Reset said they'll slowly, gradually, incrementally walk you there in that direction. And then next thing you know, you're there.
Yeah, you don't really think of it like that. You don't think like, oh, it's that bad, because yesterday it was slightly worse. The day before that it was slightly worse than that. So as we're seeing it happen, it doesn't seem that bad. But if you remove yourself from an environment for a extended period of time and then go back to it, like, Jado, go back to Atlanta. It's jarring when you ain't been there in a long time.
Shout out to the one, the only Gold P, who
Go
said,
pig.
like what most people would say. Well, if it costs more than $39.95, I'm not buying. I mean, if I gotta sell it for 45 because I can't compete with the big box stuff, you gonna leave me hanging over $5? That's the price I
Right.
gotta sell for, because I don't get the bulk price that they get. So I got to sell mine at 45. You gonna leave me hanging over $5? I'm just saying. Okay. I'm just saying. You know. And, and shout out to Mr. Me Too. He said, y'all better stop talking about my city like that too. And
Thank you, Mr. Me Too.
and shout out to MJD. The second he say they are building data centers everywhere. That's your Skynet. Look, man, I already know Skynet coming. Okay. We didn't even change the name of it. Skynet came out in '84. The internet came out to everybody about '94. That
Hey, and
wasn't
now
even
we
part
got
of the name change.
it was called Skynet and Terminator. Now we got the cloud. How about that?
I'm just saying. You better show the kids the old movies here and there. That's all I'm saying. People need to know what they're doing. But again, if the smart people keep pushing certain things forward, it's gonna dumb down people, because you're not making the same decision that you see. My thing, I know you got to keep your brain going, because it's like I say, you if you driven to work 300 times, which ain't a big number when you think about it. You drive to work 300 times. A lot of times you're not really driving to work. You're just getting in your car and you getting out of work. You don't even think about that drive no more. A lot of us, we got so much other stuff on our mind when we quote unquote driving to work. You don't even remember driving. You just be like, man, I'm at work already, because your brain can do so much. But of course, if we're not training ourselves to critically think, I don't see how we don't end up in this type of world that was kind of displayed in this movie. I don't think it'll take 500 years to get to where they are, but the movie didn't say that. He's just having to wake up 500 years later. Well, we can get there a lot quicker than 500 years, that's for sure. Because again, I don't even know if people is learning how to cook nowadays, like for real. And I know that they may sound like a small thing, but no, it's so many meal plan things out here nowadays. Do people? And it's like, do people even know what groceries are?
Roger, think about it. Every time you go out, what do you see these kids have in their hand? And I'm talking about like
Oh, fast food.
2-year-olds and stuff like that. A damn iPad or some kind of tablet. We literally doing it to ourselves from sheer laziness.
I mean, that's sad to think about, but I think that's a very real thing. I think that's a very real thing. So I don't know if we're gonna be able to avoid this no matter what at this particular point. Shout out to a White Skinny Man Cave. He said, shout out to the Roger Report in prime time. Well, I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate it. We'll do some Sunday shows here and there. So y'all be on the lookout. Might do some Saturday ones too. But brother need his weekend. Brother need his weekend sometimes. So it's gonna be what it's gonna be. But I've been trying to get this particular movie reviewed for a long time. But I do think from a cultural perspective, this movie is a warning at this point. It may not have been made to be a warning. Might have been made to be funny on how things could go in the future if we didn't change. But I think at this particular point, with the movie I saw, this should very much be a warning. Okay? Well, it's sad that people did not know how to grow plants.
Mondo got electrolytes. He said, well, do the plants need electrolytes? He said, everything need electrolytes. I said, nah, they is stupid.
Roger, is it really sad that people don't know how to grow plants? How many people know how to grow food? Think about it.
I mean, it ain't that many. You know what I'm saying? Just on some real talk, I don't know that many, and of course they're all older people. So
if you really ask yourself the question, let's just say for some reason we lost access to all the farms around the United States. How long do you think before starvation sets in the inner cities?
Oh, starvation starts setting in the first week.
There you go.
What the hell y'all talking about? Niggas don't eat vegetables in the hood. They surviving off of potato chips and Chinese food. They good. They gonna survive. They gonna make it through.
But the source of all of that, even the garbage, still comes from the farms. With no soybeans, you ain't got half of the stuff you eat.
I mean,
yeah,
that's a real deal. But my thing is, if the people don't even know they need soybeans, because that's kind of how the movie was. The people didn't even know they need soybeans because they didn't even know they needed water. The most basic thing on the planet that they didn't even know they needed that. And shout out to Landon. Appreciate you, my brother. He said, good humor always conceals prophecy.
Yes, sir.
Can't argue with that one. Now, I'm going to say film, overall, good film. I mean, to see a man pay a woman 2 or 3 times and he ain't got no action, we may be headed toward that road too, because
Headed, sir. Headed, sir.
Well, at a large level. I mean, at least, that was the prostitute. I don't know if we paid a prostitute first. We ain't there yet.
Sir, Roger. Roger, I don't think you got up on the right side of the bed before this one. They are all prostitutes out here, brother.
I mean, we got OnlyFans and strip clubs where they're paying and you're not really getting the service you're really trying to get. You know what I'm saying? You're paying, but you ain't getting the service, right?
So let's break down the analogy. In the movie, she's a prostitute. You're paying a prostitute. What do you usually pay a prostitute for? What do they call it? What's the analogy? They call it a date. And he's walking away from the date with nothing. Ain't that what's happening now?
I mean, at the end of the day, if you foolish enough to get that's what I'm saying. You need some parents in your life because somebody's supposed to tell you you're supposed to get what you pay for. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the fact that you would not get what you paid for is crazy.
Nah, Roger. They got this thing called sugar daddies and sugar babies. They ain't get the sugar daddies literally getting nothing. He's just giving the money away.
And a lot of these chicks are saying, just hit my cash out. Just hit my. They had no type of connection or physical interaction with this woman, and they're just hitting the cash out.
This is what I'm trying to tell you. It don't look physically like Idiocracy, but most of that stuff that is being shown, we there.
No, we
Wait,
had
what you
them.
mean it don't look
It,
physically like Idiocracy? It does look physically like
yeah,
Idiocracy.
y'all
I
know
mean, not all, not totally there, but we're
I mean,
we're
right, the
definitely there.
direction. We definitely on the direction. You know, shout out to Black Guru who strikes. He said OnlyFans, Scribblers, Cash App, Zelle, they already paying women for nothing. Now I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say, and he said
That,
Scribblers, y'all, Scribblers.
With a
And,
K, okay. What's up?
I'm gonna tell you how Uru just meant that message. He meant to cut all us off from talking and say, Roger, what you talking about?
Yeah,
no, I mean, there was a young lady. I was watching the shout out to Passport OG. I was watching the Passport OG video, and it was like a 17-year-old that was about to have an 18th birthday, and they said like the guys was telling her to drop her stuff in the drop her stuff when as soon as she hit 18. It's like they was waiting on her to be legal, and then when she dropped her stuff when she became quote unquote legal. Boy, they said that girl got $1 million. I'm trying to
Yeah.
think, was it $1 million or was it $3 million? But she got over $1 million immediately.
Oh, you mean drop the
Okay.
cash app in the Zelle and all that stuff? That's it.
Like
Okay.
Yeah.
she said,
Okay. I'm just making sure.
the
I'm just
dude was telling
clarifying.
her to drop it when she 18. Like these guys so goofy. You telling some woman you don't know. I mean, she a 17-year-old girl. Which I mean, it is what it is. You can look, but you can't touch. You know what I'm saying? But you telling a 17-year-old as soon as you hit 18, drop your cash app so I can send you something. You got to be what is you thinking about? I don't want to insult the guys, but come on, man. Why are you telling a 17-year-old? I don't care if you 18, 19 yourself. Why are you telling a 17-year-old drop your cash app so I can send you something as soon as you hit 18? We ain't did nothing. Okay. That's my thing. We ain't did nothing. So you can keep your cash app. I ain't worried about that. You know what I'm saying?
That's what Jado was saying. That's why I said, no, we
That's
literally
we
are in
literally there.
Idiocracy. We
We're
there.
literally there.
The girl became a millionaire though. The
Yeah,
girl
Cash. I think that was the
legitimately
Yeah.
became a millionaire.
that was the Catch
Now,
Me Outside chick, the little white girl, the wild crazy one. Yeah.
yeah.
I
Now,
know
Yeah.
exactly
my
the
thing
story you're
is,
talking about.
no. It wasn't her. It was this some chick that Passport OG was just had it included in one of the videos he did somewhat recently. Maybe
Oh,
I seen
another
it
one?
within 2 weeks. Maybe I seen this one within the last 2 weeks. I would say, but my thing is, you're 18 years old. You're a millionaire. Now, more than likely, she don't know what to do with the money. She don't even probably know she got to pay taxes on that money, and you done made it extra public to the IRS that that you got that money. So it's probably gonna be a horrible situation for her. You know what I'm saying? Because she probably just gonna go out and spend the money at the end of the day, but it's probably gonna end up being a very horrible situation for her where she gonna quote unquote have fun for a minute or two, and then reality gonna set in because Uncle Sam gonna want his cut, and they looking for you now. You know what I'm saying? You don't went all over social media telling folks you got it. So if you told me, if I'm Uncle Sam, you told me you just made $1 million out of nowhere. I'm looking for my cut. That's for sure. So she probably gonna get the rapper treatment. 2-3 years down the road, they hit her with the letter. Yeah, you made X amount of dollars in such and such year. We ain't see no taxes from that. How you want to figure this out? So it is probably going to end up being a very horrible situation for her. But if you don't learn nothing, that's just the way the game goes. But we got Douglas Lattimore is here, y'all. Douglas Lattimore is here. It's your first time on the show. Welcome to the show. How you doing, my brother? Douglas
Mr.
Lattimore,
Lattimore.
you got the mic. See, now you scare me. You scare me now.
You got a distinguished name. Let's hear it, brother.
No, I didn't see him in the chat and all that. I believe I know who that is. So, Douglas, are you
Maybe
there?
he might be having problems with his device.
Nah, he gone. He gone. I'm gonna have to say that might have been a troll now. You know. You
Yeah,
know.
but we're there with most of the things that they presented. We are there. Like the the idiocracy of the government. They're running things and doing all these crazy things that don't make sense to the populace. We're there. The doctors not knowing what the hell is going on. Yeah, they can't tell you the difference between a man and a woman. We're there. We're
Well,
there, paying women for nothing,
well,
paying
let me
women to
say
go
this
on
now.
dates, and
Just because our
yeah.
senators, what? Nah, wait a minute. What was she at the time? What was she? Just because our judges don't know the difference between a man and a woman, I don't want to say the doctors don't know. The
No, no, no,
doctors
no,
seem to know.
no, no, no. I'm gonna send you the video. I'm gonna send you the video after the show. There is a doctor that they asked. It was a white guy talking to a white woman, and the doctor would not tell him what the difference between a man and a woman.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
But that's what and it's an ill thing because I was just thinking of that earlier. You, anyone can be a woman, but not everyone could be a female. And that's where I think that the play on words comes into in a big effect. It's a male and female. Now everything else is what you want it to be, but a male and female are the only things that's born. Women and all of that stuff is labels that we put on different things. So I always hear like they always ask that question, but I never really hear them say, "Oh, female, female." Like, can a man be a female? I never hear them say that. It's always a woman.
I'm pulling it up right now. Give me a
Yeah.
second. I'm gonna put it in the
But
back chat.
I'm gonna say shout out to Douglas Adamore. He said I was talking. It's not playing my voice anymore. It did the last time at the end of the show, and I was gonna say, yeah. Matter of fact, I remember Douglas came up to one show beforehand. So Douglas, cool people. Sorry that you're having the issues with the technology at this particular point, my brother. Sorry that's happening to you, but good to see you again. Good to see you again. I'll say that.
All right, it's in the back chat. It's about 30 seconds long. If you want to take a look at it real quick.
Yeah, I mean, I see it before we come up out of here. I see it before we come up out of here. But I'm gonna say, should this movie had a part two? What y'all think?
Idiocracy
I'll
Part
check
Two.
it out. I'll check it out.
I will watch it. I would definitely watch it. So I think after 20 years, it would be good to see a second one to see what they can predict going forward. But it is it's very very ironic. It made it better that I watched it 20 years after it was made to see all the irony and be like, damn.
Well, matter
Yeah,
of fact, did anybody see it when it first came out?
I didn't see it in the movie theaters, but I literally bought the DVD. This is when, buying DVDs was the thing. You get a new DVD on Friday, call a little shorty over. I've definitely seen this at least like 2 years after it came out. I remember buying the DVD. I might still have the DVD in the crib, and that's why it's so crazy to me because I literally seen this get into here after watching the movie. I literally seen it, and I'm saying to myself, me and my brother, "Oh, this is it." Remember the movie Idiocracy? Da. We'll go back and forth about it, and now we're here. So imagine seeing it 20, 18 years ago.
And you saw us getting walked down right into it.
But
That's
you
the
always looked
society,
at you always looked at crazy when you're trying to tell people don't run into the middle of the street. You know what I'm saying? You always look like the crazy person until it start happening.
Yeah. Because if you describe a car before anybody else seen the car, and you talking about some horse's carriage, that you saw on four wheels moving, it was a carriage moving without a horse. You would sound crazy at that particular point. You really would. Now Douglas is back. Let's see if he can get something going. Douglas, you got the mic, my brother.
Yeah, can you hear me?
We hear you now.
Yep.
We hear you now.
Okay, I think I got you. Hold on, I had to turn off the. Okay, I got you. Okay, cool. So I wanted to just say, yeah, we're already at the point. We have all the rappers like was mentioned earlier. Snoop Dogg, he named himself Snoop Dogg after a cartoon character. Little Baby, The Baby, and then some other type of baby. I mean, like these people are silly. Um, and then at the schools, because I substitute teach, and I've gone to like a whole lot of different schools, and these kids don't have books at all. And I'm trying to figure out, well, how do you learn anything if you don't have anything to reference? And it's so weird because when I was in school, we had me and my family, we fought for the books because they gave the so-called white people the books, and they wouldn't give, like, I was the only American or the only black person in my classes, and they wouldn't give me my books, and I had to fight for the books. So I'm so surprised that that nobody has books. I don't know what they could possibly be learning.
You know, that's almost a little scary that they don't have books. I mean, how you picking up information without a book? You know,
Think about this. So
It's
you
all
put
electronic now.
everything is electronic. So you put this story on an electronic pad, right? Now the pad is hooked up to Wi-Fi. You could literally read something, turn your head, and they could put a whole nother sentence right there, and you don't have no way to say that this sentence wasn't here before you turned your head.
That's going on. They got a whole thing called the Mandela effect, where they just change stuff, try and see if people can figure out that something changed. You know, you remember something in one way, and then, you know, nowadays you see it again, it looked different, but you're not supposed to know that was different when you was a kid. You know, that's what they mean by the Mandela effect. You know, they so for example, the guy on the Monopoly box had a monocle. Now you can't see the monocle, and they'll tell you he never had a monocle. You know, that's what you can easily do when you digitize everything. And I'm not saying they can't digitize the books. But what I am saying, are they giving kids? Well, I'm asking, are they giving kids any type of tablet that belongs to the school, where all the different books they need is in that tablet?
Yeah,
that's what they're doing. That's exactly what's happening.
That's a lot of trust in the school system. That's all I'm saying.
Well, it's the same. It's the same trust we had in the books.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least if you said I was wrong, I can go to the book and point it out that I was right. Can't do that with the tablet.
Nope, that's what I was saying.
Now they say you wrong, you just wrong, and that's all it's gonna be. And you know, people got egos, so you could just change that. You know, you know, it is what it is on that note. So, nah, well, good luck to the kids. That's all I'm gonna say. You know, but if you ain't going to school to learn how to read and write, what you going there for? You know, because I heard the whole thing about the cursive just getting tossed out to the side anyway. And cursive was designed so we could all write faster. But they like, you know, well, you know, everybody's typing now on computers. I mean, I do get that, but don't keep it's to me it would make sense that the kids know how to read. Why give language up? That's my thinking. Why would you give language up? It took so long for people to learn how to do it correctly. Because even when you speak, you know, like we'll use some slang here and there, but if you can't turn around and actually write it down the proper way, don't that sound crazy to me? You know, no matter how much slang I've ever spoke, if I have to write it on paper, I'm not gonna use slang on paper, you know, because I'm communicating to somebody. I'm not gonna use slang like that. You know, I'm gonna actually write it out in its proper sentence form. Why are kids gonna know how to do that if this ain't really if language is not even a focus anymore?
Yeah, man. Even I remember how I felt, and I fought against this. I started to use them more, like the emoticons or whatever you call these things, and the LOLs and the LMAO and all that stuff.
Yes.
All of that is walking us in that direction, man. All of that is walking us in the direction where you don't provide any context and you can just have a quick fix to so-called communicate, man. Like it's all walking us down that road.
Okay. I thought I was the only one. Everybody used to get mad at me for like, why you spell everything out in your text messages? I'm like, what?
So you can read it, mofo.
WYD, yeah.
No, it's crazy to be called out for spelling something out. That's crazy. You know, if you ask me. And I can understand a text message, but I'm saying, like, I've had the right to communicate things to people. I don't write with no slang. I write everything, in a professional way so you can understand clearly what I'm talking about. I go through the trouble of using all the correct things. Now if I leave something out, that was a mistake 9 times out of 10. But I go through the trouble of saying everything the proper way. You man, we about to be there in a minute. That ain't proper English. Now when you're writing it down, we will soon be there, or we'll be there in about 5 minutes. I'm gonna write it out properly. I don't think kids can even do that anymore.
No, they can't.
I've looked at I looked at a kid. The first time I seen it, and this has been a while ago now, but the first time I seen the kid who couldn't sign his name, he's 18 years old. I had to have him sign a piece of paper, and that brother printed his name out. And I said, "No, bro, I need you to sign." But this is what we do.
Man, they don't even know what you're talking about.
I didn't even know how to react to that one. But what you mean? That's what you do? Like, no, cursive, man, cursive.
I don't know, man. What I did gather from the movie, like things in the society, I know they were still, people alive and stuff, but what they were having a big, what they call, I guess, a dust bowl or something, like when they couldn't, grow their crops and stuff. Like, and they had the great avalanche of 2505 where like the trash had built up so high, like, hey, like stuff was getting really, really bad. So when Joe did start, he put water on the crops and stuff or whatever, and everybody from what was it, Brody? What was the name of the Brondo, yeah. That was such a huge corporation that the
Brondo,
everybody was, bro. They was trying to. It was a lot of chaos in there, man. Before they even got to change and say, okay, maybe we need to start doing things a little differently, man.
You know what's another ill part? Remember, ouch my balls.
Yeah.
Now look at how entertainment has wound up. Like how silly entertainment is. Now, remember when they was in the movies and they was just watching a movie about a nigga butt cheeks?
And you know what? Out of My Balls was being watched by the Lord. That was his entertainment. Some of the most intellectual people supposedly in the society, that's the lawyer's entertainment. So that said a lot to me too.
Well, think about it. The smartest guy on the planet's name was Not Sure. He was not.
That was ridiculous what they did right there. That was ridiculous.
Bro, the smartest man on the planet making all the decisions was Not Sure. What they telling us, bro? What they telling us?
That was some cinematic genius right there. I'm gonna give him the credit on that. That was some cinematic genius for them to confuse his name as being Not Sure. He know it. He the only person sure about anything, and his name Not Sure. That's crazy.
Oh man.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say overall it was a good movie. I like the spirit of the movie. I think people should probably watch that movie again now that it's about 20 years old. Me seeing it for the first time when it's about 20 years old. I don't think it probably hit the same way it would have hit 20 years ago. Now that I see some of the stuff that has happened over these 20 years. So, I don't know if I would have enjoyed, if I was able to enjoy it the same way I would have 20 years ago. But I thought it was good overall. But yeah, we're going to have to go into some last comments because it was just a 2-hour movie. We've been up close to an hour and a half now. So we're going to bring this to a close. So, Jado, we're going to start on your side. We're going to work our way over to Douglas. Matter of fact, we'll go Douglas first since he was we go use your first, Jado. Go ahead.
Look, you Not Sure too, huh?
You know what?
and he running the show. I'm
the smartest guy in history deal on this show.
Over there drinking some Brondo, man.
Yeah, go ahead. I just need it. That's all. I just give me a drink of Brondo and I'm good.
Brondo, get some electrolytes, yeah. I highly anybody listening out there, I highly recommend the movie. If you have not seen it, definitely check it out. If you've seen it once, check it out again and see how it relates to our current society and where we're heading. Like I say, they do try to really slow walk us into these type of situations. But yeah, it's a good, very entertaining, a lot of comedic relief in there. But I think it was comedy, which really told a real genuine story of where we could be possibly headed. And I'll end right there. Thanks for having me up, Roger.
Okay, goes to you, SOS the interpreter. You got next.
Well, I didn't watch the film, but listening to you guys talk about it,
Your mic is low, SOS.
yeah, this is better, right?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
you
we
have.
hear
Yeah.
you now. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't watch the film, but listening to you guys talking about it, I have an idea of exactly, you guys explain exactly what it's about. And I think we're already there. We've been there for almost 500 years. It's just that we are approaching a time where they're coming out and they're going to let us know definitely that what it really is. I'm not going to go into it, but they're going to let us know exactly what it is. And as we talk more in the future, I'm going to let you guys know a few more things. And I'll leave it there. Thank you for bringing me on the show, and big up to everyone that's on the program also.
Shout out to you, brother. The Great Black Reset. You got it.
I think it was a good movie. I recommend it. I recommend it for like a date night for you and a girl that's, y'all been kicking it and y'all both like silly movies. Y'all sit down and watch it together. It's enjoyable. And just remember when watching it, this was 20 years ago when this was made. And the things that they have in it that are relative to today are very, very ironic. Good movie, fun watch. And I'll land my plane there.
I appreciate you. Step Pops Sim. You next.
One of the best movies I ever seen. It wasn't like most serious, but when you see what's going on today, you definitely look at it as serious, and it's a dope movie. I like Great Black Reset said, I definitely recommend everybody watch it as a family too. You know what I mean? You can watch it with your little boo on a snow day like today, but it would be a dope movie for somebody to put on like during Thanksgiving when the whole family's around and just chilling out instead of watching some damn basketball or football. You need to throw this on and hopefully the whole family will be able to interpret this stuff and see what's going on, and hopefully if they see what's going on they won't go wrong.
Hey, that's real talk. That's real talk. All right, Douglas. It's on you.
Yes. Peace to the panel. And I watched this movie a couple years ago, and I suggested it to my brother a couple weeks ago. And then you mentioned it recently, and I was like, oh man, it's funny because I really like this movie. So I told and then once you mentioned it, I was like, okay, I told my brother, okay, you got to watch it. And so he watches it with mom. Mom refused to watch it. Like after she started, after like she went 30 minutes, and she said, she has to read a book. And and my but my brother loved it. I loved it. It's a good social commentary.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we got one more person coming up, y'all. I guess I'm gonna let them get a last word in. It's the Brando CEO himself, y'all. Brando CEO. What's going on, my brother? What's going on?
Hey, Roger, thanks for having me up, man. Sorry I came in late. I had to do some chores. I was out selling Brondo in the cold here with the wind whipping, and I lost the W in the whole process. I'm sorry.
Man,
So I didn't
you
win
got to
tonight.
get the electrolytes
I
in, man.
lost.
You got to get the electrolytes in.
But this movie was chaotic. I give a shout out to the creators. So I think it probably just came out during a time where really wasn't nothing going on. They had to really get rid of some money, but it kind of can be relatable today to how some things are ran, man. And I hope these corporations don't try to get us to do no branding. We already got the poke in the last couple of years, a lot of us. But so I hope they don't try to brand us now. or Brondo be branding us. Shout out to Bill Gates. Alabama playing there. Thanks for having me up, Roger.
I appreciate you, y'all. All I can say, y'all, this was definitely an interesting watch for my first time. Seeing that the movie is close to 20 years old at this particular point. I'm gonna say excellent concept. It was great writing. They definitely was some visionary. There was some visionary folks who even put this movie together. You know, shout out to Black Rule Strikes. He said, "Just got home. Glad you guys found it to be both entertaining and provocative." And I'm gonna say that it clearly was. You know, and to I'm gonna say shout out to all the writers involved in this to come out with this movie like 20 years ago about how stupid we gonna be. And I'm gonna say, like real talk, that was very clever because most movies about the future does focus on how much intelligent and how much more advanced we are. And this is the first time I've seen something that kind of goes in the opposite direction.
Wait, Roger, did y'all talk about why the whole program got shut down in the first place?
No, we didn't necessarily talk about that. No.
Oh man, damn. With the you about to end it. We talk about it backstage.
What that we will do. That we will do. But but for you regular folks, if y'all don't know, we do a show 9 a.m. Monday through Friday. Tomorrow's show definitely gonna be fire. I'm sure tomorrow's show definitely gonna be some fire. A little reminiscence gonna be going on too. It's gonna be excellent. It's gonna be excellent. Make sure you check us out tomorrow as well. Tomorrow we're doing the death of the Black Widow, and this ain't got nothing to do with Marvel. Okay, this ain't got nothing to do with Marvel. But I will see y'all there. Y'all have a great night. Long live the habitual line steppers. I'm Roger. I'm right. And I'm out.
Yay, yay.